Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Retro Pioneers Podcast. I'm your host, Retro J. Hey, look, today is a pretty special episode today because we're going to bring awareness inside the barber world. You know what I'm saying? And see what it takes to be behind the scenes of the Clippers and stuff in that nature. And right now, I gotta welcome y'all, my guests, my guests. What's up with you, Mr. Man? Let these folks know about you and what they don't already know about.
Man, what's up, everybody? Thank you for having me here as well, Jay.
No problem.
What y'all don't know about me is, of course, my name is ManMan. Nice to meet y'all. Secondly, the way I became a barber is a real funny story. I used to get my hair cut at C Pleasant. This dude cut my hair so bad and pushed one side further back than the other. So it was pretty much like this. And I got so tired of getting my hair cut and it's getting messed up and getting light spots and everything of that nature because I had dreads at first and it kind of pulled some of my hair out because, I wasn't really taking care of it like I should. So after he gave me a bad cut and I was already interested in like art and doing stuff on my own, because working a 9 to 5 is cool, but my soul wouldn't let me stay there. I wanted to be an entrepreneur as a youngin'. So
Yep.
when I picked up the clippers, I would cut my hair on a regular until I got it right. And yes, I don't like wearing hats, but I wore hats to school on a regular basis. I tore my head up bad. My goodness. I'm glad I'm not in that area no more because I tore my head up something serious. And when it finally got better, I was like, okay, cool. This is nice. Let me see if I can cut someone else's hair. Started cutting some of my classmates, cousins, cut my mother hair, cut my hair still. And then was cutting illegally at the time. So I decided to go to Baloo, which is a school out DC, and they had a barbering program. And Mr. Davis was my teacher. And he said, it's more to this stuff than just cutting. You gotta be professional, you gotta know how to talk to people, you gotta dress the part, gotta have good hygiene, and you gotta pay attention. Be aware of your surroundings because you can cut someone terribly. I'm gonna give you an example. We had to use straight razors in school, not the disposable ones yet, the straight razors. We had one student that was a class clown. He wasn't paying attention. The girls was in there, you know how that go. So he
Mm.
just like, yeah, man, yeah, turning his head and got the razor, turned too fast, cut the dude while we were in school.
Mm.
That scared everybody, even me. I'm like, that kept me away from razors for a long time until I
Yeah.
got my license. And then when I finally got my license, I was in the barber shop. Of course, I was a baby in the shop because I was 18, or just turned 18. Everybody else was big time barbers using enhancements and everything. And mind you, I was cutting before enhancements was a true thing at the time, before Beijing was really popular, fibers and all
Mhm.
that. So we had to cut people naturally. So it was even harder at that time. Now you can kind of spray paint a person's head and get away with it
Yeah.
if they're not paying attention.
Yeah.
But at that time period, you had no choice but to have some type of skill. So I made sure I perfected the shape up first before the fade. Because I would shape you up good, but your fade would be like meh. But after a while, I had got a system of fading people's hair, and it just went along with the shape up, and everything was gravy after that. So that's pretty
Okay.
much how that went.
Okay. So as you coming into your own sense of skills and stuff of that nature, right?
Mhm.
What things really was to the point where it got to like, like, man, bro, I gotta focus on this. I really gotta focus. Like everything else coming to me naturally, but I'm having a hard time with this.
I say the thing I had a big issue with was using the shears. My shear work was the worst part of me. The worst part of me, I should say, at that time period. It is way better now, but like I was scared to use them because I didn't have the proper
You
technique.
cut too much off.
Yeah, because you have to had a comb. I had to use a comb, put the comb head, but had the shears in the same hand. Wish
Yeah.
I had my shears on me, but I don't got them right now. But you have to have the comb and the shears in the same hand and hold the hair, cut it, put it back here, grab another piece of hair, but you have to make sure that you have enough hair that you can see where you cut at. So still grab the hair that you cut and grab a new set of hair and keep doing that as you go.
Mm.
And I didn't know at one point you had to spray the person's hair. I was scared to cut white people at one point. or Hispanics. Anybody with their type texture of hair, I was just running away from it. But after a
Mm,
while, I forced myself to go do it. I said, "No, I can't keep being scared. I wanna be the greatest barber to me." I'm not gonna say the world, Imma say to me, or what I know I can, excel at. So, what I did was challenge myself, made sure I got mannequins and, like, even stuff like this where I put the numbers of guards and everything on it, and really train myself. Of course, watch YouTube, like 360 Jeezy and
shout
them
out to them.
barbers, and Wavy Kid and all that. But then I had to understand I couldn't cut like them. I gotta have my own style because they made it look easy, like, "Okay, you're done." No,
Yeah.
it's not like
I mean, something like I talked to you about before we started the podcast, man. Just from going towards you getting your haircut from someone else to you transitioning to getting your like shaping yourself up in that nature, man. And I messed myself up plenty of times. I went to school patchy because I didn't
eh?
see behind myself. So I love a couple of hairs back then and stuff in that nature. But eventually, throughout the years, I got good at it, and it just got to the point where I messed my head up. So I made myself go into the ball state. You know what I'm saying? Because I was trying to
Yeah,
get waves and stuff in that nature, man. But
I don't
it's
miss
just,
waves.
man,
I
I
don't.
don't. I don't. But it was just around that time, bro. It was trying to fit in where you get in, bro. Get in where you fit in. Mama sorry. But it just to the point too, it's like that was hard enough for me. And I wasn't even trying to be a barber. So I can only imagine what it takes for you to actually achieve these skills at mastering what you're trying to learn as a legit barber, bro. And I definitely want to give you your flowers on that, man, because a lot of
Appreciate it, man.
these people want to be barbers, bro, but they can't cut hair because they're not in tune with themselves for one, right?
Right.
And something has been good at what just being good in general at what you do, you have to be in tune with yourself because if you don't know yourself, you lost. So the fact that you in tune yourself, you know how you would want your hair done, like cut and stuff in that nature, bro. That was gonna make you a beast at your craft. And I've been watching your videos, man, on how you schooling the younger generation or just anyone who's watching it. And you got dope content, man. And that's
Appreciate it, man.
definitely the reason why I was like, yeah, me and this dude, we got to do an episode together. So going with that, what was some of your trials and tribulations when it came into adding barber slash content creator?
Imma definitely say I'm gonna admit this, I don't even care. Being camera shy, that was one. So, I started streaming, and that helped me with that because I got a gaming channel on YouTube and a reaction channel, and I kinda fell off on the gaming channel because I focused more so on the haircuts and working. You know how life, and then you can't
Yeah.
really post your videos because 'cause I'm my own editor, so you gotta edit all your stuff on a certain time frame, and it's just like the burnout was there. So, Imma say my time management wasn't great. Me not posting consistently wasn't great. Like, I post, like, once or twice a week versus posting at least once a day, at least, to push some stuff out there.
Mm,
Then, of course, being discouraged by looking at other content creators, 'cause like you said, you gotta know yourself. 'Cause at first, I didn't fully know myself,
hmm
but I looked at the content creators and was like, "Dang, they big, these barbers. Oh, I'm a little nervous. These some big barbers, and they got X, Y, and Z, the GoPros, the big clippers, the Masters, the Andes. I got the Walmart brand clippers." Yeah, I had some Walmart brand clippers, and then when I went to school, I finally got, some Walls, the Oysters, if I pronounced it right, Oysters? The, the detachable Jones.
hmm
But people don't use those no more. That's that brand. A lot of barbers don't use those no more. But definitely being camera shy and definitely not posting consistently like I should have. Like, I cut a person head and be like, "Okay, okay, cool," and Imma leave it there, or I take a picture and just have a still picture
hmm
versus me showing,
Visuals.
yeah, visuals of me fading his hair different dang, stuttering. Me using different guards or, like, different clippers or naming the clippers or whatever the case may be. So, me teaching somebody stuff that I didn't know is what I like to do, whether I get paid from it or not. At the moment, I'm looking at it from there because I'm not trying to stare at the numbers. Like, I only got 5 subscribers, but I need to make 1,000 to get noticed. Once you really block that out, still be aware of it, but block it out and really just be posting stuff because you are enjoying it, it'll just come.
Yeah.
So,
Take it from me, bro. It was that first year was a struggle, man. It was like, ah, man, my stuff getting
I believe it.
seen. Is anybody watching it? But I had to, like I mentioned before, you have to know yourself. And I had to tell myself, look, it's going to happen. It's not going to happen overnight. It can happen overnight, but sometimes the process takes being patient. And by that being the case, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to do what I can do, and I'm gonna leave it at that. But I said this year, man, I was gonna go harder and try to do 2 episodes a night if I can, just to push, just to have enough arsenal of episodes under my belt where I can just keep throwing them out there. And I was able to get my TikTok to like 10,000
Okay,
with a
I'm talking
matter
about.
of 5-6 months. So it's very possible. I'm working on Instagram because that's where you get your brand deals and stuff like that. And that was my
Yeah,
mentor teaching me and stuff in that nature, man. But it's all about collaborations, bro. Get you enough people to collaborate with, even if it's sometimes not even about the barber. Well, about you cutting people hair. It can just be like, hey man, I would like for you to share my video, like give a reaction on my video and stuff like and that
yeah,
nature and stuff like that. And man, watch how fast your stuff take off, man. Cause I think what we have a problem is not enough eyes being able to like watch what we do. And by everything being so AI saturated, it's like the you have to go into actually hard labor to get your stuff seen. Cause just posting is
fact.
not gonna get it seen. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta spend a little bread to get your stuff out there, or you might have to do some, selling CDs out the trunk type, no
Yeah,
thing. So it just whatever you have to do for your vision, that's what you got to do. And what you're doing, man, you're understanding. Look, I want this, and I'm gonna take my time to get to where I want to be at. So, going with that, do you feel when it come down to content creation, it's more of a heartache, far as man, I got to get this amount of stuff done. 'Cause like you mentioned, time wise. Sometimes you don't have the
yeah,
time to put
right.
so much into your craft. Well, not your craft as being a barber, but just your content craft, right? But what trials and tribulations do you fear far as okay, man, now I got this video done and I edit it and stuff of that nature. How can I dispute like the screw I'll get tongue twisted. But
You
send
good, you
them
good.
out to all these social media platforms because I do know for a fact it is hard to go to each and every social media platform and post your
Yeah,
stuff. So how is that for you?
I only post on Instagram. Well, now I post on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And I use Kick only for my gaming stuff. And I
Mhm.
and I might start using Kick for when I cut hair. I might try that to see where that goes.
Yeah.
But for Instagram, it's a thing that you can click where you can connect your Facebook with your Instagram. And every time
Hmm.
you post on Instagram, it
Share.
goes straight to your Facebook.
Yeah.
You already have that. All right,
Hmm.
cool. Now the TikTok one, I don't know if there's anything for that. I'm still researching that myself, but
I got
yeah.
you. I got you after we in the show tonight. I'm
Okay.
gonna
Hey, look,
throw some
appreciate it,
gems as
man.
well.
And on top of that, posting it on TikTok, and then you gotta like know the you gotta know all 3 algorithms 'cause it's different. And some of them you might get a big haul of people, some of them you might get just 100 people. 'Cause TikTok, sometimes they give me some highs, then give me some lows. I'll be at 100 views, and then sometimes it'll be 1,000. Then it drop
Mhm.
back down to 100, then it stay at 100 for like some months. I'm like, "Whoa, what's this?"
So I'm gonna throw a little gem out there, right? And it's something I had to learn on my own, right?
Mhm.
Because something I found out, and it's not really too hard to see it, But
Right.
TikTok algorithm is AI all the way. There's no human behind that social media platform
Right.
whatsoever. Even customer service is AI. And it's even hard to get
What?
a contact with them about certain stuff over there. So this them putting you at 100, 200, 300 view jail that they do.
Yeah.
Sometimes for you to get views and recognition on TikTok, you have to go to the For You page, right? And type in the search of your niche and watch nothing but like doom scroll and watch nothing but your content, like your niche. You in barber, you want to do barber, watch nothing but barber stuff. Because once you tiny teeny bit go to something else, it's gonna mess up your algorithm.
Okay. Okay.
So you have to train it. Like you have to make it work for you. So let's go to everybody out there. If you having a hard time growing on TikTok, focus on your niche because that's what's gonna make it understand that you're not just there for all this other stuff. You're there for your specific niche. And they'll start getting you out of that 100. But TikTok also funny too because they slick bang you for certain things that they don't
Yeah.
tell you about. But we'll talk about that later though, man. But far as Barber, man, what was it from then and now that you see far as okay, man, I got through that. I'm good at this point.
Well, cutting hair or just
Yeah,
everything
what
in
cut
general?
like far as you been a rookie barber, right? To where you at now as a barber. Not content creation part yet, but just
Gotcha.
as you as a barber.
I'll say I used to at one point when I was younger, I used to didn't like when they be like, "Enjoy the journey." In my head, I'm like, "I wanna break generational curse. I wanna be there. I wanna be like how Speed and them, they just made it so quick, and I'm there. I wanna be right in that spot
Mhm.
versus going through the process and I really taking it in like, damn, I really overcame this, and it took a lot of work, but I'm equipped to do whatever this is now. Like, it's second nature to me, just like breathing. So with me starting off at school and looking at I think I still have videos of me cutting hair back then versus now, and watching those videos and looking at my videos now and seeing the progress and how much I really put in it shows that I was serious about my craft, because my problem is I start too many things at one time and don't finish it because my brain be like, "I wanna do this 'cause I know how to do this. I know how to do this. I know how to do that." Like,
Same
that
here,
was
bro.
my issue, and I had to stick with one. I said, "Okay, let me drop all this, stick with barbering, excel in that to its 100% capacity or better, and then add other things to it later, like little trickles of it, but stick with the thing that you're passionate about and really go for that." That was my biggest problem, and I'm really seeing how I went to, I did an event at my school when we had to cut hairs in front of the judges and everything like that, like a barber expo. I came in first because I was able to cut thin hair, and most students couldn't do that at the time. So
Mm.
shout out to my mother. She looked out. I was able to, like, put a design in her hair. I had barbers want me to come to their shop and stuff like that. So, I got that video on Instagram, and I posted that, and just seeing that video again, it's like, dang, I really came a long way from that. Like, I was cutting bricks. That's what it looked like. But now the cuts come out smooth, and I can show my transitions and everything like that. So it's a good feeling to see that and to see your work on screen, whether you got views or not. Just to see that you did that on screen and people actually watched it, even if it's just 100 people, that's a lot of people in one room. Even 50 people is a lot of people. You want the thousands and two billions because everybody else got it. Nope. 500 people alone is a lot. If you, because I had to look at this in a business aspect. If you got 50 people that's giving you money each month, you got money. That's a lot, especially if they all give you $100. That sounds small, but $100 with 50 people, that's money. Or not even just that, just the fact that they're watching your stuff and reposting it, and you pretty much can have more content or even talk to the 50 people and y'all all collab. That's still a good amount of people, even 20 people.
People don't understand that, man. My mentor had to kind of like throw that in my face far as because I was mentioning to him, like, look, man, I would like to be at a better place. I feel like I done got a couple of like years under my belt as far as doing the podcast stuff like that. He was like, no, take your time, man. You never gonna be all ready for what you know the father got for you. You know what I'm saying? Far as
Yeah.
what you're truly capable of. Because who to say today, like you mentioned, you getting this 500 followers, well, 500 views and stuff in that nature, but tomorrow everything can just switch, and
Mhm.
you got millions and millions of people watching. Man, you got top notch barbers hitting your line. Hey, bro, let's collab, man. I like your work. Are you ready for that? You know what I'm saying? And that's just something
Yeah.
we have to instill in ourselves because we can't never be ready for anything. But the
Right.
true hustler mentality in us makes us ready. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
So, uh, as of the barber situation, how was it from then and now with the content creation? Did you see some things be like, okay, I see I didn't record that right. Work on record it this way, or the sound quality is not that good. Let me up my game and get a better equipment, or whatever the case may be. Like, how was that for you?
I can honestly say, like you said, sound quality and picture quality wasn't great. Most of my shots was in low light. That's what made it
Mm,
bad. Most of my shots was in low light because I didn't understand that you needed a light source like in the background, a light over here, and a light on the side to come in and bounce off the wall, and it brings in that tone of brown and whatever color you got, and it looked like cinematic stuff. Like the camera, I had to like tweak out. It looked really good, even though this is a webcam for streaming.
mm,
I had to tweak it out, within the thing. But definitely the lighting wasn't great, and then some of my cuts wasn't the best when I first started. So I was more so just, you have to put the camera in their face and go around like, "Okay, okay." But me not knowing I'm moving too fast doing this versus having the camera in one spot and just spin the person around or
mm,
move their head to a certain degree. And I noticed that and was like, "Dang, I need to change that." And I said, "Okay, I'm an introverted person, so I'm not gonna wanna speak. Imma just post the video of me just showing the before and after." So when I did that, I started getting traction. It was just like, "Okay, I'm cool with that." And after a while, I got in my comfort zone. In some of my videos, I talk, but most of the time, I just show them cutting the hair or other stuff like that, or I mostly talk about, like you saw, about schooling people, like, "Get your license, do this, don't do make this mistake, don't do that." Those are times I would talk. And then I noticed, not no shade to barbers that I be seeing on Instagram. Sly Honcho, one of the big consecrated barbers. Most barbers coming up is trying to be like mimic him by
mhm.
saying, "Sharpest razor in the city." I'm like, "Nah, I'm not about to do that. I'm a chill dude. I'm not gonna it's gonna come off fake if I be like, ah." I'm not doing none of that because I'm a laid back person. You can tell by my voice. Yeah. So it's like doing that. I tried once just to see if I can fake it. I said, "Nah,
It's
it
it's
don't sit right with me."
it's his energy.
Yeah.
The spice bomb. It's,
Mhm.
it's 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 his energy, man, and everybody is not gonna have that energy in them to be able to entertain people in that nature. So
Right.
yeah, like yet again, going back to it, you have to know yourself. And if you know that you can't do something like that and you try to imitate it and stuff like that, you're gonna already know off rip that you're not genuine with it because it don't feel right to you and what you're capable of bringing. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I dealt with for a long time when it came down to, man, dang, podcasts. Everybody got a podcast. So the junk
Yeah.
saturated, bro. How can I take myself and be different from thousands of people who doing podcasts? So it's like I came with the conclusion is I can't be different. All I can do is just do what I do best at interviewing people, bringing awareness, like I said, to different perspective of things that we're doing now these days, from gaming, anime, movies to TV shows, music, and stuff in that nature, as what we're doing now, talking about barber, because a lot of people need to know what the ins and out of being a barber. Not barbering is not for everybody. And
No.
it can be a good skill to have under your belt. But can everybody do it? No. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't have the patience to acquire these skills.
That word, you gotta really be patient. I'm shaking my head like this because it hurts sometimes to be that patient. It do.
It does. I mean,
It hurt.
being patient in anything is hard because we
My
live in a
god.
society. I gotta have it now. I need it now. You know, the bills don't stop, so I gotta find something to get my wrap my mind around and try to use a hustle that gonna make me money besides going out doing things in the streets that ain't gonna
Right.
get me nowhere. So it's like, what can I do that's legit, that's gonna bring me income besides going to this 9 to 5? So you taking your time to like, okay, every day I'm going to try something new when it come down to barbering, so I can add my own flavor to my craft and what I do far as content creation. How do you come up with your concepts of, okay, this is what this clip gonna be about? Like, do you sometimes get like brain fog or like writer's block and stuff in that nature? Like, how do you, man, deal with that?
Imma say definitely I have a month when I'm just on fire. I'm just going. The next month is just I'm just
Dry
looking around
season.
like, "Okay, what's going on?" So, if I cut a new person's head, my thought process was only post new people that I cut, and I'm like, "No, I gotta post the same people that I cut as well as the new people." So, if a person I cut 2 weeks ago came back 3 weeks later, and he's my only client that day because, some people go out of town, don't have money, stuff happens. That person come, Imma still record his head, even though I cut his head before. That's content to put out. Again, all you barbers out there, always ask for consent. Don't just record nobody. It's not
Yeah, I
cool.
was just about to ask you that too.
That's not cool. I always tell them, "Hey, you mind if I record you? This is going online. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook. You can see it. If you don't like it, I'll take it down." I always tell them that. I put the ball in their court. So it's their decision for me to post anything I got going on. Cause some people be like, "Nah, man, I don't do cameras. I got this and that." Cool. I put all the cameras away. I hide it from them so they won't feel scared or nervous because never record nobody without them knowing.
Yeah,
That's not
big
gonna end
no
well.
no, big no
And
no.
the writer's block thing is, yeah, I definitely be like, okay, I feel like doing a tutorial today. If I only have one client, I'll do a whole cut tutorial and show the viewers how to cut the person head. But if I have more than one client that day, I have to do a montage of, okay, they show me a picture and I put the picture of the cut in the camera, and then transitions of me walking past or anything like that, and spin them around, and it shows their haircut, and shows the blend. I just point at everything, and then we'll talk and be like, "Yeah, man, thank you for the cut." And you step off. But yeah, that right there, I had to use my other phone to do that because these iPhones don't got a lot of space, especially if you don't buy it with a lot of space. And when you run out of space as a content creator, that's a nightmare.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest problem. Why some months my content would be low because the space. So I had to factory reset my old phone, use my new phone, and then, like, mix the both. Like, record off this phone and then drop it, and then use my old phone and then send it to, my new phone and edit it. So I have content on both in case I run out of space on one of the phone.
Mhm.
That's how I had to, like, finagle that.
Okay,
Understand?
okay. And that's something which is a scary thing to deal with when you're a content creator. You don't want to run out of space, man. Because when I tell you, I got hundreds and hundreds of hard drives just for no reason, just because
Yeah.
I'm so scared I'm gonna run out of some space doing this podcast and stuff. And when I do podcasting, bro, I basically upload and stuff in 4K. Just so my quad, like right now, like on social media,
Okay.
they have a thing where if you upload in 4K, it's not gonna look right because
Okay.
it's dealing with the frames per second and stuff like that. So you have to upload in a 1080 or a 720
720.
uh, format. But like YouTube or other platforms that has the wide stream feed, but like video,
Yeah.
upload to those in 4K, bro. So my quality can be top notch. Far as it's like, okay, well, I might not have the visuals, far as like a lot of entertaining stuff going on behind me or whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
but the quality of it is going to be 4K. So it's just that right there alone takes up space, especially on iPhone. So I can
Hell
only
yeah.
imagine, bro. So what is some advice you would give to someone who's starting off far as like, okay, man, I want to do this content creation far as I'm a new barber. I'm liking what GZ 360 doing. I'm liking what Sly Honcho doing. I'm liking what ManMan doing. What advice would you give to that new expiring barber who wants to get into content creation?
I say for starters, like you said before, know yourself, know your limitations, know how far you're willing to go, know what your character gonna be. It shouldn't even be a character, it should just be you. Let me rephrase that. Just be you. That's all it takes. Just be you, 100% authentic you, and that could bring people in. No matter I don't care if you talk like a mouse. If that's who you are and you can work with that, you can make because everybody not gonna be a screamer or be that high energy type of person. Some people
Mhm.
don't wanna get screamed in their ear all day. Some people don't like that. And it's a bill and I had to actually understand it's a billion people on this planet. 100 people are bound to like you. Somebody on this planet is bound to like your stuff, no matter what it is. Because there's a lot of stuff that get posted that's crazy, and some people don't like, and that's their given right. They don't like some of my videos. Ooh, some people like my videos over other people's videos. It happens like that. It's fast paced. Yeah, be yourself. Don't try to imitate nobody. Make sure when you cut, you don't have to have expensive stuff when you start. That's another thing. Don't buy the expensive gear if you're not established somewhere. Like if you're cutting at home, if you're cutting at the shop, or if you're cutting at a suite. Whichever one you choose, make sure you got the consent to record in the establishment too. You have to ask that. Don't just up and do it. Ask a bunch of questions. Because you could put somebody in your video or the barber that's next to you, he might not like that. It could be a fight. Stuff like that happens. And I say definitely do that. Ask for consent before posing people. And what's another one I could say? What's another good? Make sure you could at least post 2 videos a week to just start off. Like each week, at least 2 videos. If you can go further, do 3 or post every day. That's all you gotta do. And make sure you post at a certain time frame that the algorithm is hitting. Like you could post early in the morning, you could post at night, you can post in the evening, whichever one works.
I'm gonna add on to that, right? Because this is something that everybody needs to know. Cause man throwing y'all some gems. So when it come down to like he said, start off posting twice a week, you're gonna use that to see your like he mentioned the times. You can go to your insights, like if you're doing Instagram, you're gonna go to your viewer insights, and you're gonna see what time these folks are watching your content, and you're gonna base everything off of future videos on that perspective
Right.
because that's what's going to help you figure out who you got to attract. Can't attract everybody. Like you mentioned, everybody is not going to like your content. And it's cool. You don't want everybody to like content because you want to be able to be to the point. And it's something else I had to learn. You have to also understand the people who are engaging with your content. You have to become friends. You have to become more than just thank you. You're gonna have to associate yourself with these folks, man, because these the people who uplifting your content, uplifting you as a content creator to be better at what you do. And you always want to show them love. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I hate the people that comment on the other everybody else stuff to my hard eyes or just single
Yeah.
hard eyes or whatever case may be. Man, get in there and talk to them folks, man, and let them folks know, oh, man, I appreciate the love, man. You ain't have to do that, but you did it, and I appreciate you. This episode is dedicated to you or whatever the case may be, man. Once you
Yeah.
start getting fully in tune with your people, man, those people gonna drive other people to your page. They gonna let other people know, hey man, this a all around good guy, man. Y'all need to follow him, man. He's legit. He one of the ones. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's definitely something I learned in this content creation journey. And I'm not there yet to far as give more insights on that, but it's just some fact this is what you have to master if you want any of your content to even be taken serious. And by you even mentioning about getting consent, it's nothing far as you recording something You putting your blood, sweat, and tears into this video just to upload it. Somebody said you got to take it down because they ain't want to be in it.
Not only that, copyright stuff. That's I had 5 videos that was
Mm,
long and took so much blood, sweat, and tears. And I said, "Okay, let me try to mute it or change the song." I only had the option to mute the whole video. Just to take it back, take the sound off, only have me just talking.
yeah,
That's the worst
yeah.
one.
I
That's the
hate
worst.
all of that, bro. That's the reason why I don't really even get to the point where I'll put music on my stuff no more because it just, even if it's your stuff, you still get copyright.
Wait, what? Wait, hold
Yeah, yeah, it's that serious, bro.
If I make my own beat, name and everything and
They will
under my name, all
it
that.
would copyright it to a certain extent. So let's just say if you had because there's certain levels to certain platforms, right?
Right.
TikTok, for example, you have to have a certain amount of followers to even be qualified for TikTok artists to be able to
Gotcha.
have their music on your thing. And the stuff that you use on TikTok is commercial free music. So
Right.
that basically means you can use it for free and nobody can't sue you or anything in that nature because TikTok actually sponsors it. But with it being said, you put your music on there and it's not in TikTok algorithm of songs, they're gonna
Gotcha.
assume it's copyrighted until you can prove that you the one that made it. And that's already a headache itself.
Exactly. It is.
So
You ain't never
it's the
lied.
same thing going with Instagram and stuff of that nature. So I myself, I just assume, okay, well, I can't, I'm not even gonna give myself that headache. If I want to do something like that later, cool. But now
Yeah, I feel you. I'm moving to that mode or just if I can have at least a beat at least that's free, I do that. But anything music, no. Now Instagram, certain stuff that I can get that's free, I put some songs in it if it's free, but any other platform that doesn't allow it, I just stick to just me trying to talk or at least just have a beat instead of the lyrics. That might be good, but sometimes that's a hit or miss.
yeah. But man, look, bro, I appreciate the coming on and talking about Barber at knowledge because a lot of people need to know what it takes to be a barber and what skills you have to acquire or what lessons you have to learn to even become a master at your craft. But as we was talking before we got started, man, I also heard that you was an anime fan too.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, can you bless the folks with what are your animes and people understand this? We all different. We don't have to like the same anime. You know what I'm saying? So stop with the or you don't like Kenji number 8 or you don't like Yu Yu Hakusho. People understand. Everybody have their own taste. So allow them to have their own opinions.
Right. Imma get into it. It's a couple of animes I like, and it's some that's hidden that I forgot, and it's, like, in the back of my head. You might remember some of them. Of course, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Dragon Ball, Yu Yu Hakusho, Gundam, Dead Man Wonderland.
Yep.
What's another one?
Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, you took it back, Cowboy Bebop. I guess Vampire Hunter D is considered an anime.
Mm-hmm. Full Metal Alchemist.
The Brotherhood, that's the
Inuyasha.
one to me.
Oh yeah.
Inuyasha.
Only because they took out all the boring stuff.
Mhm. What's another one? You named some good ones. I think I already said Naruto, Shippuden, I didn't really watch Boruto like that. Pokemon is a hit or miss.
Mm. First couple of like first one,
Yeah.
2, 3 seasons for me.
Then you got Yu-Gi-Oh! What's another
Digimon.
one? Digimon, Bakugan, Beyblade, Code Lyoko. It was a old anime that I forgot. I seen the original Devilman, and then you got Fist of the North Star.
Mm.
That's a good old one. I forgot the name of this other one. It's an anime when they use swords, and I forgot the name of it.
They use
But the
swords.
brother is a cyborg after a while.
You talking about Trigun? Oh no. Trigun with the what?
Well, Ghost in the Shell, that's not the same thing with Ghost in the Shell.
You
I forgot
said
the name of it.
swords with the.
It was on tape that I watched. I'm trying to get a better representation. The the antagonist's name is AJ, and all his friends get attacked by a cyborg, his brother. then he winds up beating them after a while. And it's a very, very, very old anime that's just random.
If y'all know about it, message it in the comments.
And there's another one that I forgot the name of it, but they use their powers like this, and they make squares and trap monsters, and when they do that, it blows them up. It was on Toonami, like, way, way back in the day, and I forgot the name of it. They
Yeah,
they fight demons at high school.
I know what you're talking about, but I do not know the name.
Yeah, I don't remember the name. If somebody know, please let me remember that because I wanna rewatch it. Uh, what's another good one? It's a couple of good old animes now don't hit the same way the other ones do. They're good though. Don't get it twisted. They are some good animes, but they don't hit like the nitty-gritty in certain ones they had back then. What's another one? What's an
Let me ask you this while you're thinking about it, right? Was you in tune with GTV when that was around?
Yeah, yeah.
And they used to play anime at certain times at night too.
Anime,
Game
games,
clips and stuff of that nature.
and it was a Transformers Beast Wars that used to come on that channel. I used to watch that religiously. That and Animal Planet.
Yo, bro, that's why I'm like, when you mention they don't hit like the old school ones do, that's a
Man.
fact because you gotta look at the programming that they had, like they was on during that time. Like Tsunami, for example, you had Tom, bro, the robot, who used to have
Yeah.
that voice of urgency. Next episode of Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah, the
talking on his
dude,
spaceship,
It's all like
bro.
Optimus Prime. Yeah.
Yeah, man, this dude right here, man, he is the GOAT because he allowed you to see so many animes that wasn't on at nighttime. It was during the day, like once you got out of school. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like your Dragon Ball Z's and other shows in that aspect. But now you into your Adult Swim where you're watching
Mhm.
your adult anime shows,
Yeah.
far as the Cowboy Bebop, what else, the Inuyashas and
Mhm.
stuff of that nature. So that's something I wanted to ask you. What are your takes? What is a hot take for you when it comes down to the new anime versus the old? And don't worry, man, nobody won't attack you.
Even if they do, I just gotta let this one out. I noticed between the 2, when it came to, like, the fights from now and back then, they were more choreography back then. They focused more so on that and not much of the flashing lights. You know how they change up that when it's a serious fight in a new anime, the animation change, and it get
Hmm.
crispy for that one fight, and all you see is just this lines. In the older anime, they have that, but they show more so hand coordination, and you can see and you can feel each punch has weight to it when they get hit. Versus now, yeah, they have some, but it's more so like the animation don't get great until the fight happen. Like back then, they had more consistency with the animation because they didn't have that much to work with. And then, of course, back then when it gets to the movie of that anime, the animation does get fire. And the animation in certain fights back then did ramp up a little bit, but they did stay consistent more with the choreography of fights. Just like with
Hmm.
movies, they were more so hand to hand. Now it's like CGI. It's not practical. You know what I'm saying? So more so that.
Okay. So you've been a Dragon Ball fan.
Mhm.
I always want to ask everybody who loves Dragon Ball Z
Okay.
this question is, what are your take on the new Dragon Ball? Are you happy where it's heading right now?
Like I'm in the middle with it because back then in Dragon Ball Z, even in Dragon Ball, that was my dog. Don't mind my dog. Even in Dragon Ball, you had a sense of fear of like, okay, what's gonna happen to the characters? Okay, that character's dead. They not playing. They actually show blood and gore and like explain to you if you die more than once, you can't get wished back. If you're not dying from like a natural cause or something like that. In the Super, they got Dragon Balls plus Whis. They can just bring everybody back every time. It's not a sense of urgency or like pain. Like in Super, they get hit with a Kamehameha or like a serious punch or something that can stab through a person. They don't show it. Back then, they'd rip a person in half and
You
they'd
can
show
see
it.
everything.
And they'd
Yeah.
still be fighting with like a limb missing.
Yeah.
Now they get knocked out every time they get hit by something strong. When realistically, they really done on the inside, but they
Yeah.
still getting back up, with just scratches. There's no blood. Now, not to sound like a crazy person, but DBZ started off, even Dragon Ball started with blood. in it, and it actually was serious. People was getting their neck broken and all types of stuff. And the DBZ now, they fall, "Okay, I'm good. Let's fight again," or they pass out. It's not an urgency of, "I'm in pain. I can't do this no more."
Hmm.
So that's pretty much what that. Then they don't give love to the actual Z fighters. It's always just a Gohan, Goku, Vegeta show. Sometimes
Yeah,
Piccolo. They focus on them 4. I want everybody to be in the fight because Krillin, because everybody else gonna say Goku. When he first started, you had no choice but to like Goku because you introduced to Goku.
yeah.
But as I got older, I'm not gonna lie, it's Krillin, Gohan, Vegeta. I still like Goku, but we relate more to Vegeta as you
Hmm.
get older.
Hmm.
Krillin, I like Krillin the most because he's an underdog, a human, and I used him in Budokai a lot and I always won. So that's why I like his character because he's short, I got a destructo disc and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But like, I really, really, really wish they get that man a power up. He need one. But they keep making him scary. I didn't like that they did that to him because at first he was always a fighter. He wasn't scared of nothing. He went after Piccolo Jr. when he first met him and he knew he was stronger than him, but he said, "No, I got it."
yeah.
And
See,
he actually set
see,
up a fight.
only thing I have to disagree with that one. Only because he, like you mentioned, he is a human. And what kind of power up a human gonna get? Like, you gotta think about that.
Yeah,
Like, he's already beyond a human anyway because of him being able to fly. One, pick up heavy objects. Cause Krillin is strong as fuck.
that's true.
People underestimate how strong get slurred, how strong Krillin is. You know what I'm
I wish he
saying?
wasn't too much of a midget. I wish he was at least taller.
Yeah, because a funny moment that I remember in the Dragon Ball Z episode is when they had the world tournament and they had to hit that punching
Yeah,
machine and everybody was giving a little bit. And Krillin, he used his finger to do it,
yeah,
and he still got a high number. You know what I'm saying? While
yeah,
you got your Goku, while you got your Android 18 and your Piccolo hitting the same range of numbers. So that itself show you that he can par with the greatest. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
as far as him getting a power, like a power, now give him a new move out of
Okay.
anything.
I
Give him a
I
new
can
move.
dig that one, yeah.
But far as power up, I think Krillin is top. Like he at his top, his peak, where he ain't getting stronger than that as a human. Now, if anybody get, powers or anything, it should be 10 because, he's not really
I can
human.
see that. I can see that.
Like, I don't want to butcher it because I don't want nobody coming attacking me on this, but
Nah.
I don't remember 10 being considered a human like your Yamchas or your
Yeah,
Yajirobe's and stuff of that nature. I can see him getting a power up, you know, but far as like Krillin and Yamcha and all them, I think that they peak, but don't push them to the side just
right.
because they at their peak. They still have useful, you know,
Yeah.
like
Master
damn,
Roshi.
what's that? Is? Yeah, Master Roshi. Overall, this man is over like 200 years old, still whooping ass. Like
Exactly.
especially
Putting in
in that
work. Tournament power?
yeah, Tournament of Power,
Yeah.
bro. That right there itself showed you Master Roshi's is a G when it came down to, you know, going out for his people, man. Because it's like people got to understand and take it back. And this is the reason why I advise any and everybody to go watch Dragon Ball instead of
Please
just
watch it.
watching Dragon Ball Z and think you have an opinion. You don't.
Mm-mm.
Because if you look back at Dragon Ball, Master Roshi grew to love Krillin and Goku like his own kids. You know what I'm saying? So watching Tournament of Power of how he was kind of like how they was looking at him like when they thought he died, they
Yeah.
was scared, man. They were like, "Oh man, our father's dead, man. The dude who trained us and made us who we are. We were his gi. You know what I'm saying? We represent
Yeah.
him,
The
and this
turtle
man
hermit.
just died in our face. So it's like, well, he didn't die, but you know
But
what I'm
I know what you
saying.
mean, yeah.
They felt like they lost their master, and when they saw that he was still alive, nothing but respect after that point because he went out like a G.
Fact.
And you know what I'm saying? The Tournament of Power, that's the only thing in Super that gave justice to the Z fighters. Well, some of them.
Yeah, it did. And, I got a question for you when it comes to the humans. I'm just put Tien in there. I'm not gonna say he's a human, but he's in the category. If they could get a power up, do you think they can learn the mystic form or Kaioken?
I mean, anybody can learn Kaioken, and what's
Could
his
they
name?
handle it?
King Kai even said that. As far as handling it, I feel it determines the willpower of that person who's using it. Because if you
Right.
notice, when Goku first learned Kaioken, and on Master not Master Rush, but
King Kai.
King Kai
Yeah.
planet, it was hard for him at first, like on his body and stuff. But by him being the Saiyan, he's able to like contain it more in that sense. So if they use it, they can't go Kaioken times 10 and 20.
Nah,
They can probably go
they gonna
to a
die.
mere 5. But what, 10 and 20, or what, that one time Goku even went to Kaioken, he did
Did he though?
something during the one with Universe 6. I think 20 was the last one that he did.
I think it was times 20, yeah,
Yeah.
for that one. But I wanna say this probably a stretch because I don't remember too well. I feel like no, I about to say in GT he did, but in GT he did the Kamehameha times 20 or times
Hmm.
40, one of the 2.
Yeah.
I could be wrong if my memory not correct,
Cause
but
yeah,
he's
I
done
can't
that.
remember GT that well, man. And it's not taking credibility from GT, because GT was great for what it was.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
enjoyed it because it pushed a story along, and it shows you how strong Goku really is. Even though he was a kid, they said him against the Super Goku, he's actually stronger than that one, even
Hmm.
though he has a God form, because his base form is a Super Saiyan 3 level at base. So I'm just like, "Oh, that would be cool to see them fight," but well, I think DBZ Heroes did that, but yeah.
So what's your opinion about DBZ Heroes, man? Because I watched it,
Yeah.
far as giving it a chance, and not to mention it's in Japanese, and I watch animes in Japanese. Don't get me wrong, but that one right there in particular, I can't stomach it, because it's like the power scaling is so fucked up. It's like it's everywhere, bro. So, what's your opinion on Heroes?
Imma say you can only enjoy it from a Tenkaichi perspective.
Gotcha.
Like a toy box perspective, like, okay, these are a lot of what ifs that we wanted. A golden cooler, a Super Saiyan 4 Broly, which we saw in Raging Blast and Tenkaichi 3, I
Hmm.
think 3, Budokai.
Hmm.
So we saw that in Budokai as well. So I say a lot of the fights made me watch and I'm just like, that would never happen. I'm like, he he lost to this dude? Like Cumber. He wasn't even a Saiyan. They was losing to him. Well, he's a Saiyan, but he wasn't super. He was just at his base.
Hmm.
Going toe to toe with Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan 3, and stuff like that. And then they brung Raditz back, and then he got strong, and then Turles, they brung him back. He got the power, but it was always Broly based. Every single fight was against Broly.
Hmm.
I guess that's a selling point because everybody liked Broly. But the power scale, like you said, was too much. Because if you watching it seriously, you're not going to really care for it. But if you
Nah.
watch it like, okay, these what ifs are cool. Let me see what they got going on with that.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Okay. Look, man, I greatly appreciate you coming on the show, man, talking to the guests about, well, the viewers about being a mastering barber, being a
Sure.
barber, and being an entrepreneur and everything, man. It's something you want to let everybody know what's going on, or something that they need to know about you before we go off?
Just me in general, like barbering or just me in general.
Just in general, either it can be barbering, or just in general,
Make sure you're licensed before you cut anybody's hair at any shop,
especially in DC.
especially in DC. Please, you will get fined. You will. 250 or better. And it will keep going. Get
Mm.
your license. Get that. Secondly, make sure your hygiene is up to par if you're gonna be in somebody's face. Somebody cut my hair before with weird smelling fingers. Don't
Mm.
do it. You don't want that. That's why when I run out of gloves, my hands be ashy because I wash my hands every 5 minutes. I can't do it. A little bit of German food. Yeah, that and also to and this even for you as well. To all the content creators and everyone out there, all of y'all could do it. What we doing right now, we started from the bottom and we here. All of y'all could do it is be yourself, keep going, make sure you stay consistent the way you know how to. You don't gotta be consistent like somebody else. Only you know how you move. You know what I'm saying? And again, appreciate you again for having me, Jay. And like you said, collab with people even if you're shy. Just send a text. The worst thing they can say is no. They ain't gonna cuss you out. They might just not respond or just be like, well, okay, we could try this. I reached out to Jay and I'm here.
And I greatly appreciate you for reaching out, bro, because like I said, I'm bringing awareness on every scale of content as possible because everything that we do ties to something. You know what I'm saying? No matter if it's being a chef, if you like gaming, like anime, it has something to do with it.
Yeah.
Or if you just a person who walk dogs, man, and you play video games and you know watch anime, you welcome on the show too. You know what I'm saying? It just
Yeah.
it's bringing different awareness to different things that we do on a daily day basis, and it's something that someone can relate to. This is what we're doing right now. This interview could be a testimony or a resolution to someone out there who needed to see something like this. So that's why I kind of attack it everything. Every time I do an episode, I attack it in that state of mind that this can be a resolution for someone out there who needs to know I got to keep grinding. I got to keep prevailing because I can't just stop here. I have to keep going. You know what I'm saying? But hey,
Yeah.
man, thank you so much, man,
Thank you, man.
coming on the show, man, talking with me in the Retro Pioneers family, bro. You always locked in from this point on, bro. So don't be,
Sir.
scared to hit me up by anything, bro. Hit my line. If you want to do any more collaboration, just like I said, hit my line and we can make it happen.
Got you,
Uh,
man. Appreciate it.
I appreciate everybody for tuning in, viewing, and watching the episode tonight. Y'all go make sure y'all go follow ManMan on Instagram, on YouTube, wherever this man is at. Y'all go show that man some love and let him know that we all family in this community that we're building. I catch y'all next time on the Retro Pioneers podcast. Peace.
Thanks again, man.
All right, bro.